My name is Natasha Pauly, and today I'm going to give you a quick tour of the major in Human Geography and Planning at UWA. I'm a lecturer in Environmental Policy and Management, and I'll be one of the many people that you'll meet during your studies at UWA. Studying Human Geography and Planning will help you to understand the development and spatial organisation of cities, regions and rural areas. So now, if you're someone who really wants to get to the bottom of why people live and work where they do, understand the links between people and places, and really analyse what factors lead to the creation of livable communities, vibrant economies and sustainable places, then Human Geography and Planning could be your ideal major. The major also forms the basis for postgraduate and honours studies in urban and regional planning, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit more towards the end of the video. Human Geography and Planning is a really fascinating and broad major that focuses on some of the major social, economic and environmental challenges facing society in the 21st century. You'll look at issues in Australia and of course within Western Australia, but you'll also get an understanding of where Australia fits within the international context. So if you're interested in gaining a deeper understanding of really important global issues such as population growth, rapid urbanisation, poverty and homelessness, conflict over land use and spatial imbalances in economic development, then you should consider taking this major as part of your degree. So there's a couple of different ways that you can major in Human Geography and Planning. First, you could enrol in the major as part of a Bachelor of Arts. Or you could take Human Geography and Planning as a second major in the Bachelors of Science, Commerce or Design. You can also major in Human Geography and Planning through the Bachelor of Philosophy program. Many students choose to combine their studies in Human Geography and Planning with another major. There's many potential combinations with some popular selections including Geography, Natural Resource Management, Anthropology and Sociology, Law and Society, Landscape Architecture and many others. Your other major can be chosen to complement your interests. So I should mention that this video will focus on the Human Geography and Planning major. There's another video available on the Geography major and that one is narrated by Dr. Julian Clifton. Graduates in Human Geography and Planning from UWA find work in a large range of jobs that span the private sector, public sector, non-government sector and academia. Some examples of careers include urban and regional planning, foreign affairs and trade, there's planning for tourism, public policy development, you could even work in human rights, international development, transport planning, social and economic research and consulting, and many other careers. So you can see that there's really lots of different directions that you could take after completing this major. Okay, so let's take a run through the units that you'll study as part of the major in Human Geography and Planning. Now, in the first year of your Human Geography and Planning major, you'll take two core units, Geographies of Global Cities in first semester and Globalisation, Environment and Development in second semester. Geographies of Global Cities will introduce you to how globalisation is shaping the spatial organisation of cities. You'll learn about how various cultural, social and economic processes affect the geographical structure of cities. This unit will really help you to see and analyse the fabric of cities in ways that you may not have thought about before, and it will be particularly fascinating to students interested in a career in urban planning. The unit Globalisation, Environment and Development serves as an introduction to geography by focusing on key current issues affecting society in the Asia-Pacific region. These issues include water availability, population growth and economic development, amongst many other issues. This unit allows students to understand the need for management of these problems and the various approaches taken by countries in our region. In addition to these two units, you'll also study another 6 units at Level 1. These 6 units include complementary units that are required to complete the major, as well as electives and broadening units. At first year level, the complementary unit for the Human Geography and Planning major is Communication in Practice. This unit will really help to build skills in key areas such as writing, speaking and presenting your work. Moving on to second year, there are 2 units that form the core of the Human Geography and Planning major. One of these is Geographies of Economic Development, which explores the complex and geographically uneven dynamics of the global economy. You'll study how the world economy is affecting the spatial organisation of economic activity, employment and social structures, and you'll gain a deeper understanding of how places that might be very far apart geographically can actually be closely linked through economic activity. As with many Human Geography and Planning units, you'll also study the ramifications for policy, planning and management. The other core unit is Social Geography and Planning. This unit takes an in-depth look at the complex processes that are shaping the social fabric and spatial structure of cities in Australia and internationally. Some of the issues that will be discussed include the causes of major urban social problems, including poverty, homelessness, racism and unemployment. You'll also have the chance to analyse and interpret data from a range of sources such as population censuses and planning reports. If you're taking Human Geography as a major in the Bachelor of Arts, you'll take 2 complementary units. One of these is Environmental Policy and Planning, which examines contemporary issues in environmental policy in Australia and overseas. This unit is likely to be particularly interesting for students interested in environmental issues. It also helps you to understand the often opaque process of how policies and regulations are developed and implemented. The other complementary unit is Geographic Information Systems, or GIS. This unit introduces students to what GIS involves, how it is used to help solve planning and resource problems, and the various ways in which GIS techniques can be used to present and analyse spatial data. GIS is a really useful skill to have, and it can be applied in many different fields, including planning and management. In your 3rd year, you will study 4 core units. 2 of these units are common to the geography major and will give you additional insight into some of the methodological and field approaches that are common to all geographers. The first of the 2 units that are taken by students majoring in Human Geography and Planning and in Geography is called Geographical and Planning Methods. This unit will equip you with the skills to undertake your own research project, including a variety of approaches to collecting and analysing original data in geography and planning. As part of this unit, you'll cover methods that can be applied in a range of contexts, including urban, rural, marine, terrestrial and coastal environments. The second common unit is Geographical and Planning Field Studies. This unit builds on the concepts and techniques from the Methods unit. As part of the Field Studies unit, you'll have the really exciting opportunity to design, undertake and present a research project of your own choice. This experience will provide essential and highly marketable skills in data collection and analysis, which will really be invaluable in the workforce. One of the core units that's specific to Human Geography and Planning is Urban Design for Planners. This unit builds on what you learnt in 2nd year to examine the range of historical and contemporary physical, economic, social and policy processes that shape the design of urban environments. You'll study the principles and practice of urban design and develop conceptual design ideas. This unit also develops key technical skills in terms of graphic techniques that will help you to communicate your planning ideas in ways that really capture the imagination. Finally, you'll study Regional Development and Planning. Here, you'll look at key economic, social and demographic processes shaping the development of regions and rural areas. You'll learn a range of quantitative and qualitative techniques to assess the complex processes of regional change. The unit also looks at the successes and also the failures of government policy and planning in promoting more sustainable futures for regional areas. Fieldwork is a really crucial element of all studies in geography. Accordingly, you should expect to spend some time out in the field while studying this major, including up to 3 overnight field trips for a total of around about 10 nights away over the 3 years of the course. Students who have completed the Human Geography and Planning major can apply to do a 4th year of study, which is known as the Honours Year. You could do honours in either Human Geography or in Urban and Regional Planning. Students who complete honours in Urban and Regional Planning will be able to apply for professional membership of the Planning Institute of Australia in order to be accredited as a professional planner. If you decide not to do honours, you could complete a graduate diploma in Urban and Regional Planning in order to register for accreditation. The Honours Year builds upon what you have learnt in your undergraduate degree, with a significant part of the year devoted to your own research project. You'll be assigned a supervisor with whom you'll develop and conduct an original research project culminating in an honours dissertation which is submitted at the end of the year. You'll also undertake 4 advanced coursework units. Now, the honours program is intensive, but it can also be highly rewarding, and at the end of it you'll be able to say that you have designed and completed your own original study from start to finish, which is something that is really highly valued by many employers. If you enjoy independent research, after completing honours, you might consider continuing on to complete a 1-year research master's degree or even a Doctor of Philosophy or PhD program. Students who undertake a PhD may continue in research or move into university level teaching or take up research roles in government, private industry or non-government organisations. Graduates of all UWA postgraduate programs are highly employable. Should you decide to pursue studies in human geography and planning, we look forward to welcoming you to the University of Western Australia.